Oh boy, this next guy, I'm going to say this a lot, but it's so true. We've been working with him for 5 weeks. He's going on stage for the first time. He's a lot of fun. He lives life on the edge. You'll see what I'm talking about. He's a very exciting guy. Really funny. This is going to be fun. I'm going to sit there and laugh along with you. Stephen Wolfson. Come on, give a hand, Stephen! Stephen's coming up here. There he is.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? You know, I'm an accountant, and unlike me, the other accountants I work with are so boring. Nothing interesting ever happens in my office. Except today. Today was unusually exciting. We got in a new case of erasers. But I gotta tell you, accountants are really very hard workers. I thought I was a hard worker until I started working with this one accountant who I could never outwork. I'd get in the office at 6 in the morning. He was already at his desk. I'd leave the office at midnight. He was still at his desk. Turns out, he died. It's not really that bad. He was also named Employee of the Month. You know, accountants really hate being called bean counters. I used to hate it too, but then I got a job with Goya Foods. My parents are really getting old, and it's not easy. Last year, we got my parents a picture frame as an anniversary gift. They take the frame, put it down on their coffee table, and they're telling all their friends it's their granddaughter. Now, all their friends say, I can't believe how much your granddaughter looks like Julia Roberts. My parents are always going to the doctor. They could go 2-3 times a week. I was speaking to my father today and he was saying, I have a new doctor, he's great, he runs all kinds of tests, he listens to all my complaints. I said, that's great. What kind of a doctor is it? He said, he's a veterinarian. I said, a veterinarian? Why would you see a veterinarian? He said, no copays. I gotta tell you, my parents exaggerate everything when they speak to their friends. When we go visit them, they have to sit us down so we got the story straight. My father says to me, remember, I told everybody you're a CPA. I said, Dad, I am a CPA. He said, I know, but I told him you're a successful one. But you know, I remember when my father first sat me down to tell me about the birds and the bees. I said, Dad, I have 2 kids. I live at home with my wife and my 2 daughters. It's a house full of raging hormones. In my house, we have 4 cycles: premenstrual, menstrual, postmenstrual, and batshit crazy. I'll tell you, it's not easy with 2 daughters. They love to give me their drugstore list, and I hate it. The list says, daytime pads, nighttime pads, and my favorite, super absorbent. And if my humiliation wasn't complete, my daughter asked me to pick her up a home pregnancy test. My wife loves to go to Costco. She could be at Costco 2-3 times a week. I ask her why. She says, I love to save money. I told her, we save any more money, we'll be broke.
It's funny.
My wife is currently going through menopause, and that's a real adventure. She's always burning up hot. In the middle of winter, She sleeps with just a t-shirt on and the window wide open. I have to wear thermal underwear, heavy socks, and a ski cap. And in the morning, I had to shovel 8 inches of snow out of the bedroom. Today, my wife sent me a text, and I knew it was bad. All she says is, "We have to talk." The whole day I'm nervous. I didn't know what I did, I didn't know what I didn't do, but I knew it was bad. Finally, I get up the nerve to go home, and she says to me, "We have to go to Costco." Today my daughter called me and she said, "I'm far from the house and I'm very low on gas." I said, "Don't worry about it, I got you covered. I put a $20 bill in your glove compartment for emergencies." She said, "Well, I found that last week, but I had a Starbucks emergency." My daughter is not the best driver. Today, I go out the house to get the newspaper. The back half of the car is missing. So I asked her, "What happened?" She said, "It must have happened when I was in the mall." "Didn't you notice anything suspicious?" She said, "Well, it was a little drafty driving home." You know, pharmaceutical commercials really confuse me. The first half of the commercial is the happy part. You see people walking on the beach, holding hands, looking into each other's eyes. Then you get the second half of the commercial with the side effects. May cause swelling, hemorrhoids, or death. If you die, stop taking immediately and call your physician. You know, on the way over here today, I pulled into a gas station and they have a big sign, "Drive up to either side of the pump, we have really long hoses." It took me 2 hours to get over feeling bad about myself. Speaking of long hoses, have you guys read about that they did the first penis transplant? It was in the papers. I was telling my wife about it and I was explaining to her, well, they only do it if there's an injury. She was disappointed. And now, she's following me around the house with a scissor. Thank you. You guys have been really...
Wolfson, give him a hand. First time on stage. We practiced that stumble there. Stephen Wolfson, let him hear it one more time. First time on stage. That's an exciting accountant. I told you that.